appreciate that.
Kamala Harris has been the nominee for 3 weeks. She hasn't sat down for a real
Believe
interview.
me, we are asking.
Okay. All right, Sarah, I want to go to you first because this ladies' room incident is just bizarre. I mean, what do you make of this?
Well, certainly she didn't want people to see her going into the room to use the restroom. I mean, she wanted to hide that. But look, this is part of the basement strategy overall. I think they're trying to keep her away from the public. They don't want her asking any questions. They did this with Biden. And they know they have a media that will cover for them no matter what. And I've actually, it's a little bit frightening because we are going into this election cycle, just as Joe said, they've stolen just about everything. Stolen the primary, right? They can say whatever they want and no one's going to hold them accountable. I think it's time, and I think this honeymoon period is going to be over for her, Anita. I think that people will start asking tougher questions, and I think she's going to start facing those tougher questions as time goes on.
Yeah, well, she's going to have to at some point. And you heard J.D. Vance there saying, you know, she's got to do this at some point.
Right.
Now, they have both agreed to this debate on September 10th with ABC News, but I want to take a listen to something, or I want to read something that former President Trump said on Truth Social. He said the first debate with Kamala Harris for the President of the United States of America will be with Fox News on September 4th, 2024, live from beautiful Harrisburg, Pennsylvania. The second debate will take place on Fake News ABC, home of George Slopadopoulos, to be anchored by David Muir on September 10th, 2024, at Independence Hall in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. The third debate will take place on NBC in Grand Rapids, Michigan on September 25th, 2024, to be anchored by Lester Holt. Details to follow. I will look forward to seeing Kamala at all three debates. DJT. Joe, we've got one debate scheduled so far.
Right.
Is this the former president trying to coax her to do more?
The Fox debate, the NBC debate have not been confirmed by the Harris camp, so let's be very clear about that.
Yes.
But if I'm Donald Trump, I'll propose 3 more. Why not?
Right.
Go to Telemundo, go to CBS, go to any other outlet. They'll agree to it because obviously the ratings will be there, 50, 60, 70 million people, and just keep doing this every day. I will debate you 6, 7, 9 times before Election Day because no one knows who you are anymore, given the whole Etch-a-Sketch part of this particular campaign. So Donald Trump, go on the offensive, and I have a feeling that Kamala Harris will be playing defense until November 5th.
Yeah, and I totally agree with that, what you're saying here, Joe. And I got to tell you, it's really beginning to feel like we live in an alternative universe because we know what the facts are. We've seen the truth repeatedly on our air and in other places as well. And then you see media who will refuse to either report it or call it a lie. And it's interesting how people don't have that ability to see the truthfulness in news like they used to.
Yeah. Well, 15% of voters are up for grabs, according to the Wall Street Journal. Debates could matter here.
Yeah.
Click here to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page to catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You won't get it anywhere else.
I'm Mike Meeban.
And I'm Christina Rendon. Vice President Harris is on her way back to Washington, D.C. tonight after a short stop here in San Francisco.
The Vice President boarded Air Force Two at San Francisco International this afternoon. The short trip home, raising millions of dollars for her presidential campaign.
Our political reporter, Greg Lee, spoke to attendees of the fundraiser who say they are all in for Harris.
A long line of supporters and donors waited outside San Francisco's Fairmont Hotel, eager to see Vice President Kamala Harris. Harris headlining a big-ticket fundraiser, her first visit to the Bay Area since launching her presidential campaign.
It just seems like there's a real momentum and a real positive energy.
This is really a kind of a coming home in a way, and really a chance for all of us to show that we are there for her.
I'm with her 100%, and we want to do everything we can to ensure that she is successful this November.
The homecoming comes exactly 3 weeks since President Joe Biden dropped his re-election bid and the VP ascended to the Democratic presidential nomination, carrying with her a swing of momentum.
And he's done a great job as a president, but let the young people take over. They got fresh ideas.
Tickets to the fundraiser range from $3,300 to $500,000. A long list of electeds attended, including Governor Gavin Newsom, State Attorney General Rob Bonta, and California Treasurer Fiona Ma. Former House Speaker Nancy Pelosi spoke at the event. Cameras were not allowed inside. Harris told the crowd the stakes are high, spoke about campaign themes like reproductive rights, gun violence, and democracy, and said it's been a good couple of weeks, but we have a lot of work to do.
We were going down a Democratic death march, what turned into a national dance party, and she's infused not only great energy into the party, but into the country.
Energy that's resulted in a record-breaking fundraising haul for Harris and her newly named running mate, Minnesota Governor Tim Walz. The pair just wrapped up a blitz of battleground states.
Raise the minimum wage and eliminate taxes on tips for service and hospitality workers.
At a rally in Las Vegas Saturday, Harris floated a proposal first pitched by former President Donald Trump in June. The Republican nominee responded quickly on Truth Social, writing, "Kamala has no imagination whatsoever, as shown by the fact that she played copycat with no taxes on tips."
You are going to have to deport some people. If you're not willing to deport a lot of people, you're not willing to have a border with.
Republican vice presidential nominee J.D. Vance made the rounds on the Sunday network news shows, saying he's extremely confident he and Trump will win in November. Back in San Francisco, Harris supporters are confident her momentum will carry the next 85 days.
It's inspiring. It reminds me that these barriers are going to be kicked down. If it's not by me, it'll be by somebody else. But we will continue to move forward, and we will not be held back.
A spokesperson for the Harris campaign says nearly 700 people RSVP'd for the fundraiser, and they expect to raise more than $12 million. In San Francisco, Greg Lee, KTVU, Fox 2 News.
And